Well, I didn't get the NIH grant. I didn't get the NSF grant. Come to think of it, I didn't get the Johnson & Johnson grant either. But I got the real prize. Time to run in the dark, alone. Keeps the blood pressure down.
Every morning I have to get up at like 4 to do all these signs before my dad. He needs support, you know, because he does a marathon every morning. I also have to build mannequins to hold them because I don't really get a lot of volunteers.
And the same thing goes for your breakfast dishes when you're done using them. They get kind of dirty, like with little specks of food and stuff on them, and they're pretty much not usable. So I was thinking, if you find yourself with a dirty dish,
You could wipe it off with a napkin.
Can't we just let Sydney have it?
no!
Mom, sometimes she has overly high expectations of us. Yeah, she even expects us to do our own laundry. Occasionally, we even have to make our own lunches.
Are you kidding me? Adam and Jared are totally helpless. They have no survival skills.
I don't know. There's no evidence that they lack life skills. Well, it is true that Adam had to ask how to turn the oven on to warm up the pizza. And Jared did have to ask where the dryer was. But there could be other things. Maybe they were stressed out about school.
Are you kidding me?
What are you working on?
Illustration for the Theater High School magazine. It's an illustration of the senior project, which is a new thing we're adding this year.
Thanks.
You getting your stuff together now?
Not really.
Got your coffee, got your 700 different other items.
Got my work gloves and my boots so I can plant trees after school. Before I come home to make a side dish for Adam's soccer banquet.
She likes to
Have a great
pretend that
day.
she does
Let's
stuff.
Go!
Alright.
Bus is leaving.
Let's see what Jared's doing, okay? Sometimes when Adam and Mom have to leave early for school and Jared gets all of his stuff done, gets ready for school on time, and he gets to go play his games, and I have a few minutes to relax and have a cup of coffee. The fact is that this naughty little dog right here, he likes dirty tissues. Isn't that Chris? Dirty dishes. So sometimes he'll just go in and grab a tissue without us looking one up and chew on it. So the only way to stop him, to get him out of this nasty habit, is to use this bitter apple spray. Yes, indeed. And it works, but only for a little while, and then he's back at it again. And this nasty habit seems to pick up when we have colds. So, you know, we know what he likes.
So the thing about Adam is people think he's smart. That's not true. He's just really good at copying from other people's papers. He spends most of his time cheating. If you ever watch him, he's always got a little sheet of paper next to him with really, really tiny writing on it. And he's just copying from other people, from his book. He's just a cheater, basically. I bet you he stuffed those ballot boxes. I bet you Adam filled out 100 ballots all on his own. I bet.
Have a second birthday party today. And so it's just a crazy day. And then of all these things, my husband shows up with a camera. Okay, so this is my classroom, and it is newly refurbished and a mess. But if you look, you can see that there are ceiling tiles that over the last 6 years my students have created. And there are mobiles hanging from the ceiling that my students this semester made to represent the electromagnetic spectrum. And the chairs are pushed up to the side so that the floor can be swept because it's Friday. We do that every day though, pretty much, so that when the custodians come in, they can sweep it. And my recycling bin is overflowing because I make everybody recycle everything. And so this is my life, otherwise known as my laptop. And it is connected to my LCD projector and to my active board. There are two ways for me to use my active board. I can use my active board standing here, or I could use my active board with my handy dandy active slate. Okay kids, so we're gonna create a scene. Here's Tremont standing up on the earth looking at the moon, but we need an atmosphere. So we're going to have an atmosphere like this, and I will say to my students, what's the first medium that the moonlight has to travel through in order to come down to the earth? Hey, you went much faster than I did.
That way a lot more. Okay.
Yep, this is where it all happens, my office. Welcome. This is where I meet with my graduate students to talk about research projects. I work on my course notes for the lectures that I give to undergraduates and graduates on biomedical engineering, and I spend a lot of time here at this computer writing up my ideas about how to advance gene therapy. I send it out to granting agencies so they can give me money so I can do my research and try and make a big contribution to medicine and gene therapy specifically. So, this is probably one of the granting agencies right now. Hi, Professor Ledoux, Georgia Tech, Biomedical Engineering. Can I help you? Yes, this is Joseph M. Ledoux, the author of the grant on gene therapy for cystic fibrosis. That's correct. Not funded? Funded. What are you talking about? Look, why don't we go into my lab, and you can see how my lab operates, you know, to see a research lab in action. We are approaching my lab. How odd. All the lights are off. People work at these stations. You can see, she must have gone for lunch or something. Here's Namisha's place. Looks like she's been up to something. This is where I work when I'm in here, which isn't very often because I'm usually writing grants, so I can get all this money, so I can have all this activity going on in here. Okay. Well, let's go find Namisha in her office. Work, and there's Namisha's desk. Huh, that's odd. She's not here. She must be in the office. Well, oh, here's a note. There's probably went out to get some research supplies or something. What? So here we go into the lecture room where I teach undergraduates. Okay, to solve this problem, we have to solve the energy balance. So let's start with the general energy balance. Remember, you have change in energy of the system with time, exits or enters the system by mass flow. So we have a shaft work being done. So, is that correct? Am I making the right assumptions? What do you think? Anyone? Anyone? What do you think? Yeah, there's nothing more inspirational than having the opportunity to teach a classroom full of motivated undergraduates. Well, as you can see, they spare no expense with the professors here in terms of parking facilities. They put us in these really excellent parking spots. They're probably only, 2-3 miles from where I work. Okay, here we are. This is how I head home from work. Over here, they're building a new nanotechnology building, which is right next to my building. It's that sort of cathedral-looking like building there. In that building, and then right next to that building is my department's building where most of my colleagues work. Department of Biomedical Engineering at Georgia Tech.
Me.
So, Adam.
But for a different purpose.
What's your philosophy about using forks and knives when eating pizza?
Fork and knives while eating pizza? Well, it's similar to my philosophy on forks and knives in general.
Ooh, yes. This feels better now.
Good pizza.
Yeah, I think you should be videoing all the time. Like me up in the morning, making dinners.
You cook a lot, don't you?
Well, you eat a lot, don't you?
Tell me about your cooking.
What do you want to know about my cooking?
Yeah, how much you cook.
It's good.
I cook, I probably make about 5 dinners a week.
Mom's always complaining how she has to cook all the time, but I mean, it seems like we have a lot of pizza. I mean, not just pizza, burnt reheated pizza from last week, stuff like that.
What did you do with Ben today?
I made bread. This is the picture that.
Cool. Gosh, I wonder, does the bread that you made look like
Yeah,
it?
well, here it is.
You sure this is chocolate chip cranberry bread, Jerry?
I said cherry.
Thing cherry?
Yes, I'm sure.
I think
So now, do we think
it might be alive.
Do we think it's
Actually.
Do we have any
It's
clue
alive.
whether it's done or not?
It used to be alive.
Who's gonna be the first to taste it?
That
You.
me.
Sure, you made it.
Don't burn your mouth too, son.
This is the best bread I've ever had. I wonder who made it because they must be really skilled.
All right, Dad, you ready? We're recording.
Me and you. Here's the thing. So after I go to the thing a few times, and then you come in after I do it. When he comes in and then you come in, do I keep on doing it for one more time before I go like that?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Or as soon as you come in, do I
two more
change?
times. As soon as we come in, we do this.
As soon as you come
do
in. One
like
more
that,
time?
2 more times, alright?
Like so I got.
So we're all together.
You ready to go for a walk, Sid?
Why?
Stay, sit, stay, stay.
He's a little excited.
Where are you, Sid? You recognize this place? Does this look familiar to you?
These other soccer players, you never know what to stoop to. But if you look at them like this, they won't miss it.
Moving out. I'm moving out. You should never argue with
So Dad does a lot of work around the house, but come on, I do the hard labor. So not only do I have to cut the grass, but I have to empty it into these bags. And sometimes I get grass blades on myself and stuff, and then I gotta take a shower later. Debbie's always talking about how we need to be more green, both in the house and in the yard. But I think we're pretty green right now. I mean, look at it. I got an entire lawn of green grass. And look, even my lawnmower. It's the recycler. Here we go. Yeah! Watch this. Woo! You alright?
It's only a flesh wound.
That's my son. Way to go. Tough man. We'll get you, hey, you know, they make really good artificial legs now. Don't worry about it.
I don't need any legs. I can do it. See?
Get a table near the stream in our old familiar place. You and I, face to face.
Beautiful day. We're hanging out in Oakhurst Village, which is a part of Decatur. In Decatur, there are a few different little downtown areas.
Down in this part of Decatur, you'll find really, really cool people here. And they're the kind of people that only they can get away with wearing shades like this.
It's the end of a long day here in Georgia. Decatur, Georgia, actually. And everyone else is too tired to say this correctly. So we just all wanted to say, happy anniversary, Nana and Papa. We love you.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Nana and Papa. 60 years. Congratulations.
Happy anniversary.
We love you very, very much.
Love you. Good night.
I'm tired.
Good night, Adam.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, Mom.
Good night, Jared.
Good night, Jared.
Good night, Adam.
Good night, Joe.
Good night, Deb.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, Jared.
Good night, Sydney.
Good night,
Night,
Nana and Papa.